Welcome back to the channel. It's GatorBite on the mic, and we're going to talk about today's level 2 Darknet badge for DEF CON 33. We're going to go through and specifically show you the layout, be able to hook up the screen to the seed board. Now, this is important to make sure that you have the SDA and SCL lined up correctly, going to the correct pins. There are different screens that have different layouts here that could actually flip a couple of these. So if you actually lift this up, you can follow the traces going from pin 2 on the right hand side of the seed, which is going to the negative, going down the bottom of the breadboard, and then going up to the GND, or the ground side. Now, this is actually going from the ground side and going to pin 28 on the back side. I'm actually jumping the breadboard from the one side of the board, going to the opposite. Right now, when we're starting this out, I actually had this on the 3.3 volt, and we're actually going to go through and move this over to the 5 volt. So we can go through and specifically see pin 2 on the right hand side is jumping from pin 2 over to the negative sign, or the ground side. Now, let's go ahead and pull out this positive, and let's move this over to pin 1 on that side. So now it's on the positive side. That's going to light up that entire rail going all the way down the rail, and then we go through and hook that up to the screen. Again, it's imperative that you make sure that it's correct. Now, this is on the 5th pin, going down 20 rows to the 25th pin for the SDA side, and then if you count from the pins going down, the 6th pin is going down 20 rows to the 26th row for SCL. Now, again, please pay attention. If you've got a screen that's flipped, you're gonna need to go through and change that layout. So let's go ahead, and if this is the very basic badge where you added a screen, let's go ahead and plug this in and show you how to flash Meshtastic DEFCON flasher. We're going to defcon.meshtastic.org. We're going to scroll on down to where you can go through and see the seed XIAO ESP32S3. We're choosing the DEFCON 33 firmware and clicking continue. From here, we are going to make sure to click the full erase and install. First, you're going to click your seed XIAO S3. You're going to click confirm. If you get this serial port issue, make sure that you got a good USB cable. Otherwise, if you're on a Mac, I've seen that you're able to go through and choose anything else, hit the connect, go back to that menu, and then select the seed again, and it flashes without an issue. Now, if you're on a Linux machine or a Windows machine, there is the issue that you're going to have to take off the top of the board. Press the boot side, not the reset side. Press and hold the boot button while you plug in the USB, and it will then go into ability for you to flash it. Once you've gone through and flashed it, it's fairly quick, which is great. You're going to go through and see this screen here that it's going to actually have you select the region right off the back. Sometimes this doesn't reboot automatically, so pull the power, replug it back in. First thing it's going to do is it's going to go through and do the boot mode. Right now, you can actually see there's the back, US, EU. This is the user select button. If you do a quick press to that, it's going to do a selection. But ESP isn't fully booted yet. You can actually see the words, how it's yellow highlighted in the background, and that just changed. So now that means that it's fully booted. Now you can use the button to interact. If you do a quick press, it's going to select one down. If you press the user select button for 2 seconds, it's going to select that region. So if we press it for 1, 2, then it's going to go through and say reboot here. And if you accidentally press that too many times, you're just going to have to quick press that to go through all the different regions. And if you accidentally choose a wrong region, just reflash the firmware and you're good to go. So now that we're back at the top, press the button for 2 seconds. It's going to go through and reboot. It'll bring the thing down and come back up, just like so. And after this, it shows the version of the Meshtastic firmware, it shows the region, and the default name, which is part of the MAC address for your device. It's an E5DC to start off with. Now we can go through and you can go through and hook up other things, but let's go take a look at what the screen looks like. You have your messages tab, you have your last heard, you have your bearings. If you have a GPS unit hooked up to this is where it would show that information. You have the short turbo, the frequency that it's going through and sitting at, and the BLE, your heap stack, RAM, flash, and the specific version number that you're running here on the system screen. And then moving on, you've got a built-in clock, which is kind of cool. And then it rolls you back over to the home that shows you your default, how many satellites you do or don't have with your GPS. And that's your basic hookup for level 2 badge. Now this is using the solderless breadboard. I hope you enjoyed this, and like, subscribe, and I want to see your guys' badges next time.